tuning in to Noise Rock TV. We have another interview for you today, and I'm honestly super stoked. I'm just gonna get to it. I was so stoked that I try to do this interview like 2 hours early on accident, but I'm stoked as fuck. Today we have a foreign affair. How are you guys doing?
Doing good.
Doing
Thanks for
great.
having us.
Absolutely, you guys are all packed in there. Did you guys have practice today? I know you're gearing up for some shows.
Yeah, no, we're actually doing some practice because we have a show next week. We're playing in Los Angeles and Palmdale, and then another one in Sacramento. So we're just playing some new songs and iron out the kinks.
Absolutely. Definitely shows that I'm jealous that I'm not in Texas, because Wolf and Bear is another one of my favorite bands, and so are y'all. And that lineup just seemed like right up my alley. And I'm like, damn it, I need to move to California. Uh, but yeah, I guess really quick, if we could just go around the room and say like who's who and who does what.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm Joe. I play the drums.
Yeah, I'm Jared. I play guitar, I guess lead guitar, but a little bit of both, rhythm and lead here and there.
Nick, I play guitar.
He's also a producer. And I'm Alex, I see.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna get right to it, because what literally inspired like all this reaching out is I've been following the band for quite a while, but a new song dropped just recently, SOS, and it's, from what I can tell, and like you've been posting some stuff about it, it's been doing incredibly well. But what I noticed, that it is a move to a little bit of a heavier sound, even like almost like a metalcore type like little lead like in there at the beginning. Is this something that the band is kind of gearing towards in this next I guess iteration of like what's going on?
Absolutely. Honestly, Jared is a big part of that.
Yeah.
So he actually purchased a 7-string guitar, and that's been inspiring him to like write a lot of other like really good tunes and like
Heavy.
deeper tunings.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
I, I could speak on that a little bit. Yeah, so
Okay.
but I think so beginning of last year, or beginning of this year, I picked up a 7-string, and I think that was a big push in that direction of going a little bit heavier.
Mhm.
We really like, I speaking for myself, but I think the other guys too. We're big fans of like bands like Spirit Box, and we like Polaris, and we like Era,
Dayseeker.
Dayseeker.
Oh,
So the issues, yeah, for sure. Like all these bands that we're big fans of. So I think just kind of moving in that direction. We were already kind of going in that direction, but these 7-string down, lower tunings really pushed us to write more of those heavy riffs and stuff. So
oh, I can definitely see picking up a 7-string and immediately just wanting to play some heavy shit. So, and being able to incorporate it like in a way that makes sense to like the sound that you guys have been building. Because I mean, even if you look at like from the, the first release, the first EP, and moving up, like it's slowly like been building up a little bit, just a tiny bit heavier in a sense, in a way. So I think like it feels like a natural progression to go like where you guys are going, especially with like SOS, and even like Hollow released their like earlier in the year, definitely like have that feel that makes like sense the way you're going. But is this I know those two were singles, is it gonna be part of something like building like towards a new album? Is that something like you're allowed to say yet? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, we're allowed to say. So we currently have like an EP that we're working on. It's
Okay.
not a full-length album, but we have like 5 songs that are in a similar realm that we're trying to do, where it's a little bit more heavy aspects. And like really, I feel like with all of us, that kind of goes back to our roots, because like I grew up singing in like post-hardcore bands. Like Joe was drumming in like metal post-hardcore bands. So really, it's kind of like a full circle moment where we're kind of going back to the music that we really loved growing up.
Oh, so that's cool. I really like when you get to incorporate stuff of like, you know what, I actually do want to do this, but you start kind of
Bless
doing something else at the beginning. Yeah, bless you. And then you get to like you said, full circle, come back to it and do something that you actually like enjoyed early on, and maybe what even like inspired you to start doing music. Like you were saying, you did that in bands before, and now you get to do that. Do you feel like it's been a very like easy transition to move your writing styles into this sort of like heavier aspect?
What do you guys think?
It's been easier for me for sure.
Has it been more fun?
Yeah, it's a lot more fun. It's a lot more busier. I'm
Yeah.
having more, I think, yeah. And I've always been jamming like that once I started. So it was cool to go back to that.
That's super sick.
Yeah.
Alex, I've been a fan of your vocals for like forever, so I'm excited to see what you're gonna do with this. Because I mean, it's probably most or everybody's like, you know, gateway song into the band, but Passing Through was just immediately, it's one of those I was just like playing on random stuff, like inspired of what I was listening to, and I was like, what is this? Like, I need to replay it a bunch of times. But then seeing that, and then seeing Still Frame, like Still Frame release, and getting to see it live last year, I think it was last year when you toured with Johnny Craig and Sunsleep. I think that's when I met you for the first time, and seeing that vocal delivery live be just as powerful. And I think you were like sick, and I was like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, what do you like, how is that?
I feel like we all were sick, honestly. Like when one person gets sick in a tour van, like literally everybody gets sick.
I
like,
went to my doctor, and what actually happened, we all had mono.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
were you guys kissing each other?
Jordan actually gave us
No.
Spin the bottle on the bus. That's what happened.
Gave it to the rest of us.
Oh, I don't know. I want to blame Chris, but yeah, no, he was not first.
But that's, I mean, you guys pulled through, and like I said, if it wasn't for you saying it, I would have never noticed. Like, I had like such a great time. I was just like singing my heart out.
And I appreciate you like following us for so long. Like, I know, like Passing Through, like that was released like quite a bit ago. So no,
yeah. You guys have been on a journey. Was that how long after you guys started was like that EP released?
I mean, that was like our first one.
I feel like we were just kids when that came out.
Yeah, like
that is what, like 7 years ago now?
It's been a minute. Yeah.
Wild.
That was like in our like
We're all going
BGD era, like we
Yeah.
loved like that progressive like Sacramento music,
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
we were
I'm
like
like-
carpooling to college classes and stuff together, like Alex carpool back
Yeah,
in the day.
no, it was a while ago. We've been grinding for a minute
Yeah.
now.
I love to hear that, because it literally puts into perspective like where people were when they write these like records that, like I said, you impact people, and you get to see that like on tour, or like an example in this aspect where I'm getting to talk to you about it, where it's something I heard like a long time ago, which is something you wrote when you were, again, you're all going to school and stuff like that, you know, who knows what was going through. But yeah, how that music just like impacts. On Still Frame, we did have like some pretty like awesome features, which I was like super excited about, like Aaron Gillespie and like Johnny Craig, like on those records are like super like exciting for me to see. On this EP, are you guys keeping it kind of rooted just with the band, or is there something you're planning special for it?
I don't know if there's anything we can say about this too much,
Mhm.
but there are
That's
talks of like some
Yeah.
some features on some songs.
Yeah,
I think for the most part, as by and large, it's going to be a lot of us. You know, it's going to be a lot of
Yeah.
Alex on vocals and just like, you know, vanilla AFA.
Yeah.
But have some, there's some talks about getting some features locked in.
How do
on
you
a
how does
track.
that like list get compiled? Is this just like, do you write songs like in mind with like, this would be cool with this person in mind, or is it just like a dream list of like, I would love to work with these people, like let's get them in on something?
okay, so when it comes to Day by Day, we actually were told by our manager that he could get Aaron as a feature. And we were so excited because like, I mean, Nick and I, we grew up listening to Under Oath, and like
Yeah.
we were big fans of that. So honestly, like we had a song that didn't have vocals on it, but it was really kind of soft and a slow song, which it eventually became Losing the Memory, which is about my mother who has Alzheimer's. But that was the only song that we had to like have a feature on. So we decided, fuck that, like that just doesn't work with the vibe, and like we just wrote Day by Day essentially in a day, because we had very little time for to write it, because Aaron was about to go on a really big tour and he could only do the feature on the weekend. So
Oh wow.
so we were just like, I don't want him to feature on this song. We need to write a better song for him. And so we basically wrote Day by Day in a day, just trying to write something that would appropriately fit Aaron Gillespie's
That's
vocals.
wild. In such a like a really like strong, like in your face, like way to intro the album too. Like that literally song comes in like with so much energy, which if you're writing it in a day, I'm just like, we got to get this shit done. Kind of like makes sense on why there's so much energy in that song, which is really fucking cool. That's really awesome. Like we were saying, like you've been part of like I would say like the post-hardcore scene for quite a while now. How do you think the genre is evolving? I know what, like I said, we were talking about your progression. Overall, do you see like a certain like movement happening with it? Where do you think your place is in it?
Yeah. Do you want?
Yeah, I mean, I would say definitely like when it comes to like modern metal, but kind of sound, heavier guitars and like more more production value and like synth-based music and stuff. I think I've seen a lot of bands moving in that direction. I think we're kind of in that, you know, in that ballpark, but we're kind of doing it our way.
Mhm.
I like to think so.
I definitely feel like that's definitely reflected in the music that you've written. Again, the progression. If you just hear, which I've like been doing lately, is just listening to the entire progression of like the albums like in order, and I'm like, this is a really like awesome like progression with it, and it's a nice way to see like how evolved like a band is doing and trying new stuff and like making sure like it's updated and fun, and like you guys write some catchy shit. Like first of all, like again, like I come back to like everything but Still Frame for sure, like just had like all these songs that were like, I feel like this is another single, which kind of explains because you guys released like 8 music videos on a 10 song album, which is fucking insane. I thought that was awesome that you guys definitely like took advantage and like did like different videos and stuff like that. Is that something like you guys were really interested in it, or this just on that album you guys were just like, I want to push it in this kind of visual manner?
I think mainly what inspired that was our manager. So our manager, Shian, he actually is like a really good videographer, and he's done a lot of videos for a lot of bands in the past. And so he has like a really nice camera, and like he's local, and he's like been helping us. And when I have like a vision or an idea, he always kind of runs with it, and we can have that back and forth of like what we want to create visually.
Mm.
So honestly, that was a really big impact on that, is just having somebody that has the tools to kind of create the vision, because he was just, helping us out.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel like having a band these days like takes a village, and it's like you like knowing all these people around you. And once you get into the creative space, like it's so easy to meet all these people. It's just like making sure you find the right people to trust with. Like you're saying, like if you have being able to have like a back and forth and understand each other and be like, this is what I have in mind. Because I realized that like I've only done one music video, and my communication was horrible with that videographer, because I'm like, I don't know how to plan this stuff, but the way they can understand it, and I guess it's like the same work with like producers and stuff, when you're like, I need it to sound like this, like you figure it out, and having like the same trust, which I think reflects like in the music. I think you guys have like a really nice team, and this is coming out. Working on some stuff coming out. Those shows are coming out at the end of next week, right? Next week you guys have 3 shows with Wolf and Bear.
Practice now.
Yeah. And then really quick, I just really want to know, like over this past year, if you guys have any like favorite albums or like artists that have like either come up new, or that doesn't necessarily have to be released this year, but something you've discovered this year, or just something that's you've been obsessed with.
Yeah. No,
I've been super obsessed with Silent Planet lately.
Oh my God.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Was that
they're
the
like
super
number one,
Okay.
and they're really cool dudes. So it's a plus.
Nice.
Yeah, their lyricism is great. Their riffs are great. I remember on tour, like we would play them like more than any band. Like
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
so good. For me, I really love Dayseeker, as well as like Wage War is fun band for me. Also, there's another one that's like been really cool lately. Throne. Throne
Throne is sick.
fucking
Mhm.
great.
Throne is
Yeah.
hard. Yeah.
I love whenever I hit the gym, like Throne is like on my playlist, definitely.
Oh yeah, yeah. You can lift up the treadmill, damn, or whatever.
Absolutely.
For me, I think I'll say for like when it comes to heavy music, I would say like Thornhill is a band that comes to mind lately that I've been really into, and Polaris. I think they just have great writing, great parts, great solos. And then I think when it comes to like chill music, I'm really into, just like indie rock and stuff like DeMarco and very different, the spectrum. But that's, I just like both
Yeah.
ends of the spectrum when it comes to that. Lots of different styles of music, I think. So
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Yeah, let's put some Nick in here. What about you, Joe?
Definitely Dayseeker. Siamese, they're pretty dope.
Nice.
Catch Your Breath as well. They're pretty awesome as well. So
There's some cool guys too.
yeah.
What's the question?
What bands have you been liking lately?
In the last year.
Oh, last year.
Been listening to a lot of like Happy Holiday, a lot.
Never heard of it.
Me either. Like I'm gonna have to add that one to the list.
Sounds boring.
Oh no.
Shots fired.
Only one?
That's sick. No, yeah, that's awesome. I love hearing like what the diverse is. Like some of the influencers where you're like, oh yeah, I can see that. And some of them are like, oh, like I wouldn't have pictured that. But it's cool because like everybody's like taste is like that, and that's what like creates your sound is like the amalgamation of all these like influences from like everywhere. No, I want to thank you guys for making the time today to talk to me for a little bit. And I'm 1000% like looking forward to like this new music and EP, whatever it may come with. If you write some more songs, I ain't gonna be mad at you, so I'm fine with that. But yeah, no, thank you for taking the time. Good luck on those shows, and yeah, if you need help promoting anything, like send anything this way. And like that's what I like doing. Like we're like our little company, like Little Noise right out of Texas. If you ever need anything out here, DFW area, let us know. But yeah, thank you guys for that. Do you guys have, I mean, I know a lot of stuff is secret. Do you guys have like titles for like the EP yet or anything like that? I'm sure that's hush hush.
Good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. We don't have a title for the EP yet, but we have the titles to the songs already.
Sick. All right. I'm hyped.
we're
I'm plenty hyped. Yeah. But no, thank you guys so much for making the time. And anything you guys want to say before we wrap up?
Yeah, just keep on a lookout for our new music, and we're going to be doing a tour for next week. And
in Anaheim on the 13th.
And then
13th?
No, it'll be in Palmdale.
Palmdale on the
13th. Anaheim in the 14th.
Yes, and then Sacramento on 15th.
So come out, buy some tickets.
Yeah.
Come say what's up.
Sick. Perfect. Thank you guys. I appreciate that so much.
What's up, guys? We're a Foreign Affair, and you're watching Noise Rock TV.
That was the interview with the Foreign Affair. I literally just hung up. I am on cloud 9 right now. They are awesome. They are fantastic. They're such a great band. If you know me, you know exactly the type of music that I like, and they are right there checking off all those boxes. But check out A Foreign Affair. If you're in California, they got those 3 dates. Go check them out. Listen to SOS and Hollow release this year and all their music. Listen to everything and keep an eye out for the new stuff coming out. But yeah, thank you for watching this Noise Rock TV interview with A Foreign Affair, and we will see you next time.